Alright, so I got Emerald Skulls and Goblin Vaults from the Kickstarter. And also got this Swindler's Vault. Swindler's Chest? Swindler's Chest. Yeah, so we're going to open up first the Emerald Skulls and the Goblin Vaults, and we're going to see what all comes in the Swindler's Chest. Alright. So let's start with Goblin Vaults, because I think this is a previous game prior to the Emerald Skulls. And my friend told me he wanted to get a copy of Emerald Skulls, so I backed the Kickstarter. And it looked interesting enough that I got enough product. Sorry about that. Briefly lost power while I was opening up this Goblin Vault. Don't know why we're losing power. There's no storm out there. Maybe Ontario Hydro is doing a little upkeep and maintenance after all the winter storms we've had. So I don't know if I'll lose power again as they, reconnect things, if that's what's going on. But yeah, so this Goblin Vaults and the Emerald Skulls, they look like cool little games, cool little fun games that everyone can play that are easy to learn. And I don't really remember exactly what Goblin Vaults was like. I'll get into what Emerald Skulls is like as soon as I check out all this. So this has a scorecard, and basically these games seem to be based on, existing games you would have played with playing cards when you were younger, except now that these have specific types of goblin-y cards that don't resemble playing cards other than the shape. Anyway, so basically it's a wager game just like Emerald Skulls, and you're just trying to get loot and wager while you're trying to, I guess, build a hand or something like that. And yeah, so it's a nice little simple game. It's probably easy to learn, so if you're looking for something to play with people who aren't big gamers, but it looks like it's more than just like a gateway game. And this would probably, get people interested in maybe more crunchier games. But yeah, it's a cool little game. They got nice little pieces, nice little wooden pieces, some pogs, and a nice little goblin face, right? So anyway, it's a nice little game that I think you should pick up. It's really cheap. What was it? It's about 35 Canadian. Anyway, it's Role Player Tale. I think they make that game that I played when I visited my friend Chris in Japan, where you're rolling dice and you're adding whatever faces you want of the dice to a chart that is basically your player character sheet. And so you're essentially, that board game is you making a player character. I think that's what that is. And this, basically, they've iterated their games on that, so evolved from these ideas of and mechanics that they have into things like Goblin Vaults and Emerald Skulls, and made simpler games. And I like having simpler games around for those reasons. So now we'll check out what Emerald Skulls looks like. Get the base Emerald Skulls. So I already cut that. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the one that I did look up, how it plays. Basically, while the main player is rolling dice, so on your turn, you become the main player that rolls the dice, but then the other players take side bets on what the outcome of that dice roll is going to be. So on your turn, you have stuff to do, and also other people have stuff to do, so you're not just waiting for someone else's turn, which isn't that big of a deal for me, but it's kind of a cool idea. And then, oh yeah, this is a really thick, nice hard box because they made it a dice tray, and that's pretty cool. And of course, we got the instruction booklets, and then we got lots of cubes, lots of wooden pieces. And those, I think, denote your markers when you're doing the bets or whatever. And then they got these neat little goblin dice that are specific to this game. And then these are sort of the outcomes people are betting on. And then you got a lot of pogs, gears, that kind of thing. And so this is the player board. You'll see in the Swindler's Chest that there's a a neoprene matte version of this, but this is pretty nice without the neoprene matte. I still enjoy having that, even if I didn't get the neoprene matte. And everything fits nicely in this box, so that's pretty great. Yeah, so it's a cool little dice gambling game, I guess. Not as in you're gambling real money, but it simulates gambling, rolling dice, and just has a cool little goblin theme going on to it. And it's, I think it's cool. And again, it's relatively cheap. Again, probably the same price as Goblin Vaults, around 35 Canadian. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we'll open up the Swindler's chest. And you'll see on the back here, it tells you what's in the Swindler's chest. It has Goblin Vaults and Emerald Skulls, so we probably won't need to reopen those. And Emerald Skull's 7 to 8 player expansion, so that's another cool thing about it, is that it's already 5 to 6 players, and then you can add up to 8 players. So it's a really great, simple game to get a lot of people into when you're having like a get-together and there's lots of people. And then it's got a double-sided playmat and a Goblin Vaults, Gunner Pack, and Chaos and Order. So there's another version that doesn't have the Goblin Vaults stuff. But I got the one that did have the Goblin Vault stuff. So, anyway, it's a nice little box. It's got some shiny parts on it. Yeah, so the much bigger dice tray. And the paws that you did see before. So this one, so the Goblin Vaults and the Emerald Skulls do not come in their respective boxes in this game. And these are the instructions for all those things. This is the board for Emerald Skulls, some tracking sheets. So that then also what this Goblin Vault has is a specific plastic trays to store everything, right? So in there is the stuff that you already saw from Goblin Vaults and Emerald Skulls, and then this has a little playmat holder. So we'll take the playmat out. It's a nice little neoprene double-sided mat. So that's the Emerald Skulls side, and it's much bigger than the other board. And this is the Goblin Vaults side. And there you go. So that's the Emerald Skulls, Goblin Vaults, and the Swindler's chest. And then I got a little bonus here, because there was other stuff in the Kickstarter that you could get. And so these are things that are already in the Swindler's chest, the Goblin Vaults Gunner Pack, and the 7 to 8 player expansion. But what isn't in the Swindler's chest is the gears, the metal gears. So take those out and take a look at those. So there's these are the gears for, I guess, the monetary. I guess these represent 5s. Probably these ones represent 1s. 10s, and then these are the 1s. So that was the only extra that you needed to get if you didn't get the Swindler's chest. But if you don't want metal gears, then the Swindler's chest has basically everything you need. And there's 2 different versions, like I said, one that has Goblin Vaults, one that doesn't. And then in addition to that, you just throw in the metal gears, and you got pretty much everything you need for all those games. And that's my opening of Emerald Skulls, Goblin Vaults, and the Swindler's chest. So if this game looks interesting to you, let me know. And if you've got it in Kickstarter or you're looking to get it, it's going to retail now. I mean, there were retailers like myself that backed it in the Kickstarter, and I'm sure that it'll show up at distribution because it seems like it's a good game that'll sell well. So hopefully distributors pick it up and your local game store can get it. So let me know what you think of the game, and let me know, what other games this company makes, and whether you like them or not, and whether you played this. Thanks. Have a good day.